Hey boys and girls, welcome back to the underground lair. We have ourselves an Ibanez from the 80s Musician Series fretless bass. It is pretty much all stock. It has a couple issues. It's getting some rut wear from the fretting, but it's not very deep. So we've got ourselves a 10-inch radius. It looked a lot flatter. Sure enough, ain't nothing but a shadow coming through there. Put a 14 on there, 15, or put a 12 on there, and I had light coming through on the edges. 10. So we got ourselves a 10-inch sanding block, and the ruts are not that deep. I can't really feel the ruts. I can feel the roughness from the strings hitting it. So we're going to go with 320, I think is what we're going to do. But the first thing we got to do is make this flat. I had some brain fog. I did a double shift the other day, and I'm trying to make the neck straight, and was going the wrong way on a truss rod, and I'm like, why is this not working? Okay, we still have a bow, and I had a back bow, and I was trying to do this to get rid of the back bow. And I realized I was an idiot. I had to rethink my position in life, and I'm going to stare a little bit more. So I released everything. Came back today. Once the wood has relaxed, this is a .004 feeler gauge. I've tried the .003 in the past, and it just ends up blunting the end. It's too thin. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put a piece of adhesive 320, this stuff, on here. Let's put a sarcophagus tape around this thing. Okay, so we're all taped up so we can't damage the body. 320 10-inch radius block. Let's have a go. It appears that this is actually a 12-inch radius, or at least we had to go to a 12-inch radius just because it was so flattened out in this area right here, like a from about the 9th fret area all the way up. It was like a V shape. It came to a point here. Whoever had this prior to Buddy, he just bought this used. Had been playing a lot of lead stuff, So, and there was a lot of wear up here. It didn't become apparent until we started to sand it. So we switched over to a 12 block. We had to take all that down. So now it's a good solid 12-inch radius. I had to go to 220 grit. Now we're back to our 320 grit, and I'm just taking it to a much cleaner surface. And I'll be walking back and forth to the shop vac, so you don't need to watch all that. Just wanted to tell you what I was doing. Okay, now I'm just knocking it down with 8,000 grit micro mesh, which is really nothing. See, not much to it. I set it on a stand, clean up my bench, then I'm going to hit this with tack cloth, and then we can put the oil on it. Alright, so we got our neck taped off, and we're hitting this with some tack cloth just to get every little last drop of ebony off of this fingerboard. And as you see, there wasn't much left. True oil, gunstock finish, sand smooth, which we did. Wipe away any scratches, we did. And we sanded it to, what was this, 6,000? 4,000 micro mesh. And it's very smooth. Let's see here. Apply oil using your fingers or cloth. I'm going to use my, I don't want any big drippy drips. Oh, that soaks up really quick. Okay, we're going to just let that go ahead and do what it does. One thing you want to do is clean the top of your bottle so you don't have any crusty oil the next time you come back. Alright, so we have our first coat of True Oil has cured on here, and we're going to knock it down with some 4/0 steel wool. And I also want to make an announcement. We are now an authorized dealer of Stringjoy strings. So there's that. Very exciting news. My first dealership, if you will. The idea with this is to knock the sheen down and get all the roughness off of this. Put another coat on, let it cure, knock it down, and last time we used just rubber gloves. And doing some research, we're going to use, I've got t-shirt, clean t-shirt cut up here. We're going to put the next several coats on using t-shirt. We're still taped off here. Took the nut off because we're getting a little bit of buildup here. We don't want that. So without further ado, 4/0 steel wool. All of our electronics are sarcophagus sized, and we're gonna just knock this down. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let us get the shop vac. Yeah, this is more even than trying to do it with rubber gloves. I'll tell you what, the Hank Hill default. Make sure you don't have any runoff on the edge. Okay, I'll double check the cure time on this. Allow dry at least 2 hours. Okay. I think that first coat was what you wanted to do to get a good solid coat. So we'll be back in 2 hours. Make sure you take all this stuff, get it outside, especially in your air-conditioned house, so you don't end up with fumes circulating. Alright, boys and girls, we have sanded down our 4/0 steel wool down our ebony board for the second time, and now is when I'm going to go and use my 6000 grit wet sanding micro mesh. This will help us smooth out. We'll use a little bit of soapy water on this. See, we're getting a lot less wood grain showing through. So as we do coat number 2, coat number 3, coat number 4, you'll have less it'll become more solid looking. Second coat, or third coat, I'm going to lose count here eventually. True oil coming in. Okay, looking good. Alright, boys and girls, we're going for our, I don't know how many coats we're up to now. Let's see here. This is the third coat, I think. And I think last time I said that we're going to attempt to skip the steel wool and go right into 6000 grit micro mesh. I'm going to bring that right over here. At this point, we're just taking high points off. I think maybe one or two more coats may do it. What do you think? Outstanding. Didn't get any on the edge that time. Okay, boys and girls, this is coat number 4. It has cured. We're hitting it with 6000 micro mesh. Trying to knock it down. Very smooth and even, no buildup. Alright, boys and girls, that's gonna cure tomorrow or Sunday. Take our neck, run up the edge, no excess. No excess. Alright. Now, that's such a nice even layer. I may not even knock that down. It might be the final layer, and then I might just wax that. We'll see what it looks like Sunday when it's fully cured. So we'll see you then.